Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our Accrington Stanley Treble series here. This is going to be the end of our second season. Should be winning and wrapping up the league in this episode. We're going to be simulating 2 games here, playing 1, and then moving on into the next season. Obviously not starting the second season, but getting all like the logistical stuff out of the way. As you guys see, some of the players that we saw in our squad report. Now, I didn't sign that player. I wanted to have him scouted a little bit longer. Didn't realize that was the last month of the scout report. And if you guys aren't familiar with that, if you don't go ahead and sign the players that is in the last squad report or scout report, then those players disappear because your scout doesn't continue in that country. So I ended up losing out on that player. It would have been an incredible player for me to sign. A little frustrated that I didn't get that player, so I ended up going in and taking care of some of the scout reports that we need to and sending our scouts back out. I was only able to send 1 out on the money that we have right now, so we'll send the other 2 out in the start of the next season once I get some more money. But last couple games here, definitely wanted to end the season on a high note. At this point, we already have the league wrapped up. But you always want to go out on top, especially with us bringing in Bricks for these last 3 games as our starting keeper from now on. Wanted to make sure that we could get him in pretty good form and continue good form throughout the entire squad. So coming into the last game of the season, I wanted to give a lot of my younger players, players that I just signed, and some of my basically I wanted to start an entire 11 of players that I found. Obviously I couldn't do that completely with the defense if I kept center backs at defense, so I went ahead and threw in some center defensive mids as I did earlier in the season, putting Stokes back at center back so that he could play there. But I wanted to try to get this as filled with as many players that I found as possible. Obviously Prakari's still injured, so we're not able to bring him into the squad, but definitely able to put out a strong squad nonetheless. So looking at this game, obviously it's kind of hard to go into a game thinking or knowing how strong your team is playing wise because you're not used to playing with them. So it was kind of uncomfortable in the beginning. A lot of these players, I wasn't sure how much pace they had. I wasn't sure how tall they were, what their weak foot was, this, that, and the other. All like the little small things that really change how you play. If you're ever struggling with the team, these are kind of the facts you need to know. You need to know work rates. You need to know how the team is setting up, because really these things don't go into effect when you're simulating games, because the computer is going to play as if they know how to play with the team perfectly. But when you're playing with the squad, you need to know where your players are going to be. Are you forcing them out of position? Is it going to cause defensive issues? And it was causing a lot of defensive issues for me. I was kind of in a weird spot where I wasn't really sure where my players were, and they had a few opportunities to score. So coming to the end of the first half, we didn't end up scoring a goal. Coming into the second half, we wanted to make sure we made some changes. So we end up bringing Park out and bringing in Bailey, O'Donnell, and one other player we'll see here in a second. I forgot who I bring in, but I bring in O'Donnell on the right, Bailey up top because I wanted that pace at striker. And then for the left spot, we're going to bring in Cresswell. Actually, we're just going to move Cresswell over from, I believe he was playing on the right, to the left. Bring Soft back to center defensive mid, and then bring in Dickinson to play in that central attacking mid position. So definitely wanted to still make sure we were playing with as many players that I found through the youth system as we could, but bringing in Bailey to make sure that we do win the game, because at the end of the day, this is still an important game, and I wanted to go ahead and win it regardless. So in the 50th minute, we pass the ball off to Bailey. He has a lovely little scoop turn right there and just smashes it into the bottom right corner of the net, giving us a 1-0 lead. And I knew Bailey was going to be that guy. Had to get him the ball, had to get him a goal, because he is still battling for top goal scorer in the league. I believe at this point, as you see, he has 19 goals. I believe the one in second place was about at 18 or 19 goals, so that was definitely important for us to grab a goal. But here in the 61st minute, 11 minutes later, he actually manages to do the exact same thing, put it in the bottom right corner after turning around the defender and grabbing his 20th goal of the season. So we are the top, we have the top goal scorer, we have the highest scoring team in the league. It was definitely well deserved that we were winning the league and getting automatic promotion into the next league. So going into Football League 1, kind of as this game comes to a close, The board is, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but the board wants us to get automatic promotion again. They're not saying win the league, but they definitely want us to get automatic promotion, which obviously coming up as a League 2 team, you never want to see that as your main goal, but this is a strong team. Through training, we're definitely going to have players up to the level to challenge for automatic promotion next season. We'll definitely be looking to do better in the cup next season because we did struggle. And here, I'm sorry, I did end up skipping the celebration. Wasn't really thinking about what I was doing. I was just excited that we won the game and wanted to keep, moving on. Completely forgot about the celebration being at the end of the game, so we end up missing out on the title celebration there, which is a little disappointing. But we did win the league pretty, I don't want to say comfortably, but pretty well we did with the league. Chris Cousins there, a 16-year-old that has pretty high potential. We are going to look at signing him and bringing him into the youth squad so that we can have another player there on the come up. We got a manager award here. We got manager of the season, obviously taking the team from a mid-table team to top of the league in automatic promotion on 96 points is pretty strong. We actually did not have a player win the player of the year award. It went to Belanta, who had an incredible season as well, so completely understood there. The three teams that had automatic promotion were us, Shrewsbury, and Notts. I want to say it was Notts County, not 100% sure. It was actually Barnsley. Barnsley came up with us, so definitely going to be a fun next season for sure. Here, as you see, we are putting our team back to its strongest point, making sure that our starting lineup is 100% set for going into the next season. Park is definitely going to get his chances in the squad for sure. As you guys see in this lineup, we have Ambrose and Cresswell up as striker. Cresswell, as I was saying in previous episodes, he's a very tall player, and I kind of definitely fully figured that out whenever I played that last game of the season. He plays a lot like a striker, and I think he'll be much more comfortable in that role. So we are putting Cresswell up there. Obviously with Bailey to his right, that pace is going to be able to help him out, and they're going to have a pretty good partnership over there. These are kind of the training sessions we're going to go with. Cousins is our striker that we are going to be hopefully getting into the squad soon, so we just need to hurry up and train him as fast as possible. So those training sessions may end up changing over the next season to just make sure that we get Cousins up as quickly as possible, because ideally we do want Cousins to take over that spot over Cresswell, so Cresswell can move into more maybe of a center attacking mid position or a stronger left wing, left mid position. Looking at the cups for next season, I was looking at, doing the one with the most money would be the Invitational Cup, but it's all English teams, and I really wasn't too sure if I wanted to do that. I did that last season, ended up not winning. I think we have a team strong enough to do it this season, but I kind of wanted some international competitions just to kind of see, where we are against other teams. So we end up going with the European Continental Shield, which is going to get us around 1,890,000 if we do end up winning it, so a pretty good payday regardless. Obviously we don't need the most money in the world, because all we're going to be doing is putting it towards more scouts and upgrading our scouts. So looking at another squad report here, Philpott is a player that we'll be looking at. I wanted to scout him a little bit longer. Maybe I really don't see him getting signed, so I was like, let me just scout him a little bit longer, figure out what position he's going to play, because I don't want to sign another center defensive mid basically. We are going to send this scout out to Norway, his home country, with 4-star experience, 4-star judgment, looking for a defensive-minded player. We want to find center backs, because as I said in the last game of the season of the last, we need players to make up the defense. We're doing well with attackers. Our center mids obviously are incredible. Our wingers are coming into play now. So we're looking for more attackers. We want some more actual out-and-out strikers, and then we want to find some center backs. So that is where we're at right now. Here's the last training session of the episode as some of these players come up. Mickelson and Park progressing nicely, as so is Cousins. It's going to take a while for him to truly start coming up, but I think once he hits about the 50 overall rated mark, he'll start going up pretty quickly. So that is going to be the end of the episode. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next one, I'll see you guys later.